That's definitely one of my things. Is that's what's being lost, sort of, with the idea of social media and sort of what you were saying, where it's great, we can get a lot of chatter, but when it comes to, okay, we're all gonna join and do what what we've been talking about, it's harder to get that to happen.
Yeah.
And that's sort of being lost sometimes with how you are forced to sort of deal with people so much via the phone and faceless interactions countless times every day, instead of the old fashioned, handshake and
like,
looking in my eye and that whole thing.
You can have a perfect theory, and you can have a great analysis of this, like a political situation, and even a good solution for it, but like you're not going to get anything done unless you have like a community formed in which people actually trust each other enough to amass the political will to make it happen. So like you need that. You need like the more old-fashioned, just establishing relationship stuff, which is really slow. And for some people who are really impatient for change to happen right this second, it can be frustrating.
Are you guys having any trouble finding sort of the older generation, or are they sort of embedded too?
Yeah, at this point, other than a few older people who have joined us who have been fighting the struggle for 50 years sort of thing, but we haven't really found many middle-aged people. I think I'm the only person in our whole group who has a child living at home with them at this point. Like, everyone else is younger.
I would focus on them a little more.
Yeah, it's tough though. Like, I have a lot of friends in that age group, and they're all just like, I don't have time for politics. I've got to take my kids to this game and that game.
Life is fast.
In activist circles, it seems like you get lots of millennials, and then like lots of retired people, because they're like
the people with the time, people
like,
who can actually come out.
I don't have to work. I don't have to take care of my kids anymore, and also I don't really want to leave the world in total shit. So,
but that being said, there's also a huge shift in political mindset. I'm sure you guys have noticed socialism is becoming a thing again for younger people, whereas for a lot of older people who are alive through more of the Cold War, it was kind of like socialism is the bad guy. Even if they're liberals, it's like we're anti-communist liberals. And
that's encouraging to me. I'm glad, because the younger generation, you guys coming up, are the ones that have seen it sort of unfold with fresher eyes and technology blowing up in front of your metaphorical faces over the course of your lifetimes. As opposed to mine, where I was old enough to be, I was your age by the time that happened.
Yeah, it's a huge difference from people who are your age or like slightly older than you, like people in their 40s and 50s. Like, they got to enjoy a lot of the optimism and the growth of the 80s and 90s. And whereas our generation matured during like one of the greatest financial crises in history. So like, it's
or
not,
definitely the roller coaster from hell that came around a few times.
And also we're in a lot more debt than our parents. So yeah, there's a big difference.